Yards on the game's first play, second down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 26-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Drop in. Check, right, 22. Swim on the hard, remove. Check.
Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Here's Stafford. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. Last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away.
Let's go. Let's do it.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
Ready.
Winston and the Bucs take over now 1st and 10 at their own 13. From the shotgun, it's Winston. It's caught by Mike Evans. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Tampa Bay.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction, and when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Hey, let's get this.
Jameis to throw it. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a 1st down. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Winston. Oh, he's thinking end zone for Evans. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans. His first touchdown on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw again, Stafford. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. The shotgun snap for Stafford. And he finds Danny Amendola. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
A gain of 21 yards. And the Lions first down.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. From the gun, a run for Johnson. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4. And this looks like it's going to be holding.
Come on now, let's
that
go.
time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. Shaquille Barrett in on the tackle.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Second down at the 42-yard line.
Set. 20, 22. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Deuce, 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 deuce. 21.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Out of the gun, Stafford. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Devin White in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Winston. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Ready? Blue 80. 59. 59. I'm coming.
Winston now to throw on first down. Looking for Perriman, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
After 7-0 on EA Sports. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Let's go. Hey, let's go.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Hooking up here with Trent Taylor. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Stafford throws complete to Galladay. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Stafford. Throwing deep for Galladay. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
You better bring. Let me know right now. 59.
Throwing again. Stafford. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. The 305-pound Ndamukong Suh finding the path to the QB there.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Third and long. It's Stafford. And that will be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is fielded at the 7. And call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
Ready.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Here's Jones. And Justin Coleman brings him down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Winston throwing complete to Mike Evans. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Ready, black 22. Switch. Wait.
Jameis now on first down. Looking downfield for Godwin. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Operating from the gun, Stafford, and he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Hey, Delta. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they'll look to throw. Open man is Galladay, complete. And all the way to the 25 before he's hit and dropped. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Ladies, alert! 61, matchbox lights.
To throw is Stanford. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Winston, a handoff. This is Jones. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Ready,
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Winston now. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Knocking it away there defensively, Justin Coleman.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
To throw, Winston. And incomplete as the screen there unsuccessful. So now 4th down coming up.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, you get this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they've missed a golden opportunity. I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. Yeah, it is.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Now a dump off here complete. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. On first down, Stafford here. And his throw is incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Get him! Get him! Get him! Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45. You're right. 40 got. 40 got. 45 to Mike. 45 to Mike. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D. Hey, exit. 45. 45.
To throw again. Stafford. He finds Taylor. Complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5.
59!
Stafford looks to throw again. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot. And they connected there and picked up a first down.
Right there. 54 Mike.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. He'll find Taylor. That's complete. A good pickup there, a 22.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs as we just saw there.
The Lions into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and 10 from the 10.
Omaha, ready to move. Check Mike 45. Check Mike 45. Here we go.
Again, it's Stafford. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson, but it's going to be second down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Let's see what you got.
Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. And he has his receiver. That's Jones. Lions touchdown. Marvin Jones. As the first half is winding down. As they are now on the board here in the first half. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
I'm coming. Mike's 50 now. Easy. Flip it. Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9".
Jameis to throw it. He finds his target. It's Evans. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
That's another Buccaneers.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
Final play of the half here. Winston. He's going to look deep for Perriman. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the...
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Devon Kennard. Able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. To throw is Winston. Looking downfield for Godwin. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
Play fake. Winston. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
Let's go.
At their own 34-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Johnson. It's accelerating, and off he goes. The 20, 10, touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions have taken the lead. They've done a good job of holding him down in the first half, but he explodes for a big one right there.
Yeah, I've got an image in my head of him being surrounded by a bunch of people, really, with ropes and other things trying to keep him locked in. But eventually they got tired, too. And just as you noted, he broke out.
And it's a guy that usually you can only keep down for so long. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Winston. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, and especially
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
11 yards there and a line first down.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Nice, sweetheart. Look at him. Switch. Switch.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Lady! 45. Zebra!
Don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to clear you up. Don't get nervous.
45. 45.
45. Tighten up. Pull it together. Check 52.
Whip.
11.
Check out.
From the 50 at Stafford. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he's got this down to the 35. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
3 down. 21. 3 down. Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike.
Johnson. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. Now Stafford, screenplay, Johnson. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, wherever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
This is fielded at the goal line. And able to take it past the 20 a little bit, but no further. A flag in there as well. Let's see what this is. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Now a 1st down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop him for a loss of 4. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Throwing, Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Austin Hooper, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. He has still not connected on a single pass in this second half.
And right now they're going through all the different reasons, the whys, the wherefores. Bottom line, got to find some completions in there and get their offense moving.
They go play action. Winston. That is caught. It's Perriman. A gain of 22. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Meanwhile, here, a run on 1st down really backfires as he's going to be brought down well behind the line of scrimmage. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
Check, 59. Switch up.
Now on 2nd and 16. Winston is going to fire. And, Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 22. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
their own 22-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent is really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is,
add to that total.
Set. Go 20. 45. Think you gonna get this, boy? You think you gonna get this? You think you gonna get this? 45. Middle. 45. I'm on. Take four.
On 2nd and 11 now. Stafford throwing deep for Galladay. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay, because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. It's caught. Jones. First down, Lions on a pickup of 13.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this, when he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big pickup of 38.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this 3rd quarter. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. He'll get this one to Galladay. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
On 2nd down and 4. Stafford. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Vita Vea. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11.
And it's 3rd down. 3rd and long.
After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. From the gun, here's Stafford. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him. Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but Let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first. Winston now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Winston. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. The Bucs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Looking downfield for Godwin. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Let's go,
The Bucs go for it. It's Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Bucs try it on 4th down, but come up empty. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
We got 3.
On the ground, this is Johnson. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the Bucs 36-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
I know he ain't got it. What happened? 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. 10. 54.
They go to Johnson again. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do. Late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
It's a gain of just a couple there, but it's enough to get them the first.
1st down, Lions.
Set. Get a 20. 45. We ain't giving them nothing today.
Now a play fake and it's Stafford. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Lions on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, Stafford. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Shaquille Barrett in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This to make it a 3-score game late. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Prater now will send it away following the made field goal. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes us 2nd and 9. And now a shot into coverage downfield is complete. It's a gain of 35. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Here's Winston. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. From the red zone now, Winston. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. For a big guy, Jameis sure can move. Did a nice job there picking up the first down with his legs. One receiver to the left is Evans. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Winston. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Austin Hooper. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bucs are able to cut into that deficit. Whoa. He just yanked that one well to the left and no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up